It's actually really refreshing to work on something that's not, you know, ripping people in half and chopping heads off and seeing blood squirt out all the time. I think after Mortal Kombat, we wanted to just try something a little different, especially design-wise. And we were very honored and blessed to be able to work with kind of DC because they have such a wide palette of different characters and different environments. And it was just kind of refreshing to use our kind of like our design style and our art kind of style on these already established characters. So DC was actually very receptive to a lot of the things that we wanted to do with the character design and environment design. So it's been a dream come true, really. Right. So Superman doesn't bleed out, but some of the other characters do, and DC's been really fine with us. Like I said, they wanted us to kind of give their characters our kind of like touch and our kind of like interpretation of them. So while it's not as kind of over the top violence-wise, the brutality is still there. Like the hits really hit hard. The super moves are very impactful. You know, the environment is kind of being crushed while you're fighting in the match. So at the end of the match, it's gonna feel like there was a big kind of like knockdown fight, and the characters will be damaged and it'll look like they've been really kicking each other's asses the whole time. That was one of the things that what really appealed to us about this project was that, you know, as much as we loved Scorpion and Sub-Zero, it was good to kind of give that a rest a little bit. And now with the ability to kind of explore different gameplay design styles and different gameplay elements and different content in Injustice, we can take those things that resonate and that people seem to like in that and figure out a way to incorporate that into a future Mortal Kombat game if we ever get around to kind of doing that. So it works out on both ends. It's very cool. You know, Injustice is kind of our sandbox to do different things, and whatever works, you know, then that'll just make the next game that we develop that much stronger. The story mode, obviously the way that we've kind of evolved that will continue to evolve in future games as well. The ability to have mini games throughout the story mode that will affect kind of the starting conditions of the next fight. I think that that's something that we can definitely kind of incorporate into future games as well. But again, it's going to more depend on the consumers when they play Injustice and them giving us feedback of the things that they like and they don't like, and we'll go from there. I mean, we're a very consumer-based studio. You know, we spend a lot of time, you know, reading people's comments and engaging with our fans back and forth, because at the end of the game, if you don't have a strong community support, your game is not going to continue and it's not going to have the legs to go out. We were very fortunate with Mortal Kombat that even now, you know, 3 years later, it's still being played at a very high level. It's still at like the Evo fighting game tournament in America. You know, people are still playing it. People are still talking to us about it. If we could, you know, match that with Injustice, then, you know, we'll feel really good about it. Our wishes for the game is that we kind of bring in new people into the fighting game kind of community. You know, with Injustice, because these characters are so well known and because players can kind of get their hands on Batman and Superman and be those characters, we just hope that we, you know, really bring in more people into the fighting game kind of element. We're hoping that we grab people that wouldn't normally play a fighting game and they play this one because they like Batman, and then they say, hey, I actually kind of like this. I like, you know, fighting games. I like being able to be better than this person and do that kind of stuff. So hopefully we just get a bunch of kind of like newer people playing the game, and then the hardcore fans, I hope that we match their expectations that they're going to have, because, you know, Mortal Kombat was so well received. There's an expectation now that Injustice needs to be just as good, if not better. And then also for the comic book fans as well, hopefully we've done these characters justice and presented them in a way that they can feel proud of us for doing it. I think those are our big kind of hopes for when Injustice launches.